Welcome back to 7 Trans Guys. I'm your Saturday guy Torian, and this week we're talking about being trans at school and at the workplace. I currently don't have a job because I worked all through summer, and I decided I didn't want to work whilst I was at school. But I probably will have to get a job, but because I need some money. Anyways, I'm not really worried about getting a job as male because my ID says male on it. I work with kids, as I told you in the last video, so I always have to get a police record check anytime I get a job. And so last time I had to get one, I had my male ID, so it's going to be male on there, so they will really not have to know that I am trans unless I tell them. So I'm not really worried about getting a job. At school, I started this school last year right when I was about to start my transition. I actually came out to people as gender fluid. I told people to pick whatever pronouns they wanted, and eventually I told them I wanted male. Then I came out as Torian, and so throughout that process, right, I gave them time to adjust. And these people, especially at school, it was a new school, so they just knew me, they just met me, so I expected them to be able to change quickly because they didn't know me long as female, so it shouldn't be that hard to switch over. But the sound of my voice and the fact they knew me as female made it a bit harder for people. But right now they use the right pronoun, they use the right name. I'm not really having much issues at school. Most people that meet me now meet me as male, and so I don't really have to tell them that I'm trans. I'm not trying to be stealth because those are my teachers know, right? They all met me pre-transition, so they all know. And so a few of them want me to come into classes and talk to people about sexuality and gender. One teacher wants me to help her work on a paper. So they're trying to include me in the process of educating people about the LGBTQ community and sexuality, because, well, they might study about it, but they have not really experienced it like I have, and so I understand why they come to me. And so I'm willing to help, and I really want to educate people. So to educate people, I will have to come out. There's no way I can do this and be stealth, but I feel like part of educating people, I need to be able to express myself and be myself and be genuine. And I can't be genuine without letting people know that I am transgender. There's nothing to be ashamed about it. Ashamed of. I tell people, and sometimes I will wait until I know you better before I tell you, but for the most part, people know, and I think it should be my decision. I actually had to make a post. I told people this, that I want to tell people that I'm trans. It's not your duty, it's not your job to tell people for me. I had to tell the people in my class this. I want to tell them because I'm 100% certain that you cannot help them understand the same way I can. So let me tell them, let me help them understand, let me educate them. Leave it to me, okay? I've got this. So yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. School's pretty good. My teachers are pretty good. People don't call me my old name. Some people do. I don't really have an issue with it. With work, I don't really have an issue with that either. So my video is going to be pretty short. So that's my experience as being trans male at school. People respect it. People ask about it. People talk about it. They definitely talk about it. And I'm trying to encourage people to come to me to talk about it. I'm quiet. I don't think I'm quiet, but people say I'm quiet and I'm shy. And so people don't want to come to me, but I'm just come to me and I will educate you and I'll let you know, because they can't help you the same way I can, you know. So one example of how I'm treated as male is every year at the beginning of the year we go for a retreat. So last year, pre-transition, they put me in the female one. They honestly, I conversed with the teachers and they weren't really sure. They said to me they weren't really sure where exactly to put me. So they put me in the female one because that's what it said on my transcript, that I was female. And I didn't really tell them that I wanted to be in the male one, so they thought that that's where they should put me. So this time around, the teacher that actually asked me, because I'm the only guy in my program, so they had to be a male for the male ones coming, the first year, so I'm in second year. So there had to be a male or they really didn't have to be a male, but they wanted me to be the guy for the guys, and the teachers were like, do you want to be with the guys, or do you want like a private single room by yourself? And I'm like, I don't want a private single room by myself. Like, I'm one of the guys, right? And I was in the bunker. I was there with like 4 other guys, I think 4 or 5, and we were all just chilling like guys. It was pretty cool. And I didn't have to tell them I was trans. We did do like a little activity where I had to identify myself as transgender, but I don't know if they paid attention to it because no one really talked about it after. So that's one way they made me feel like they treated me like a guy, because they said you can sleep with the guys. They were just trying to make sure that I was comfortable. Another thing they're trying to do, I heard about, is that, okay, in the first year there's a kid. She dresses like a tomboy. So she's a tomboy, or no, she dresses like a tomboy. I don't know. Fuck. Anyways, so I heard that the teacher had actually approached her and asked her what pronoun she preferred. When I heard about it, I laughed about it because it's really cute. Because they're trying to not make the same mistake they made with me. They're trying to make her feel as comfortable as possible. But the issue with something like that is that you might end up making the person feel the issue with that is that you might end up making the person feel uncomfortable because you're asking them a question like that. So what I'm going to suggest to the teachers is that something they can incorporate for next year is maybe when people introduce themselves, they introduce their pronoun. Or something like that, like they put it there. Maybe you can ask people what they like to be addressed as. They can put it on their chest. So that way you can know straight away without having to ask people. Make it like a general thing. Make it like something that people don't have to assume your gender anymore, because gender is so fluid and you might want something other than what I think you want, so we should just put it on our chest. And I'm thinking about suggesting that to the teachers, and I think they're going to take my suggestion, because I'm sure they don't want to make the same mistake and they don't want to make people uncomfortable, and I'm sure if everyone's writing it on their chest, it will encourage someone, even the fact they're asking people to tell them their pronoun, if whoever's in the closet or who's thinking about pronouns and what pronoun they want, they might be able to speak up more, because people are addressing the fact that you might have a pronoun that is something I don't think just by looking at you. Anyway, so yeah, I use the male washroom, I use the male changing room. I really don't get much trouble at school. I really don't get much trouble in general for being trans. Like, even when I'm out in public, like, nobody knows. My ID is male, right? So, like, it matches who I am. And it looks like me now, so there's no qualms. Unless I tell you that I'm trans, or you knew me pre-transition. Most people don't know. My family is doing this cool thing. We miss... Canadian Thanksgiving is the 13th of October, I think. I'm not sure. But we weren't able to all be together for Thanksgiving, so we're all having Thanksgiving tonight, which is like halfway between the American Thanksgiving and like Canadian Thanksgiving, because my mom is kind of American and we are kind of American too, because like we're kind of American, so it's kind of like nice being like halfway through, and so we're having like dinner tonight. I'm pretty excited, so I need to go help them out. I had to make my video quickly. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe.